Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. I got some more summoning for you guys. This time around, we're going to be summoning for Aube, and, well, yeah, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to summon for her. If you guys didn't know, I've been on a little vacation for a couple of weeks to Japan. It was an absolutely fantastic trip. Although I wish I could say the same for the flight back. Definitely still feeling the side effects of the turbulence right now. It's not really too great, but you know, it is a good feeling. One tap temple. We got her. So here we go. I hope we get the artifact too. It's a little greedy here, but if not, we can always get one from the artifact shop. But yeah, guys, we're gonna jump right into this, right? Gonna go ahead and test her out in arena after we show you her build. Okay guys, so here is my Aube's build. We went ahead and plus 15'd her skills. You don't need to plus 15, I think you can get away with just plus 14 because the skill 1 has, you know, that extra damage that you don't necessarily need. But here is her actual gear, right? We're running her currently on Aube Orb because I feel like she's already a really decent support unit, so why not just lean harder into that, right? The 10 souls that you get at the start of the first battle, and then subsequently, you also get 5 souls for 3 turns, right, afterwards, which is great. Mine's not plus 30, but it's still decent enough to warrant running because it allows you to kind of soul burn on a bunch of your DPS units, right, your follow-up units. So I'm currently only able to really squeeze out like 308 speed. I can go a little bit higher, but that would like be getting her less bulk and a bit more like damage substats, like crit and crit damage, which I don't really need. 130 effectiveness. Wish it could be a little bit higher, but yeah, as of right now, it's like the best I can do. I'm already running a 26 speed helmet, 24 speed necklace, and basically everything is above 20 speed here, right, in terms of the gear. Best I can pull off for right now. I know some of you guys have been telling me, hey, Azza, you basically just got to get like 330 speed, so you can probably run her with speed imprints and stuff, but yeah, this is kind of the best I can do in terms of speed. Definitely interested in what she's going to be doing, though, in terms of arena, so let's go ahead and jump right into that. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump into our first match over here, up against a, you know, Genesis Ra's Lady of Scales team. Very typical stuff that you can see here with damage sharing abilities and reviving, right? Even Ruel here, just leading fully into the degeneracy. We also have Witchemir Tenebria, who I'm hopefully going to be able to outspeed. Now, I will say this is like the first time I'm sitting down to record a video in about like 2.5 weeks, so that might be a little bit rusty here, but let's go ahead and dive right into this. I don't know how much the meta has shifted with Aube and RTA. I haven't touched RTA in the amount of time that I've been away, but yeah, wow, my Fumir is actually going to be taking the first turn. A little bit weird because she's only 300 speed and Aube is 308, but speed RNG going to be like that. I guess what we'll do is just skill 2 here, kind of push back the opponents. Was kind of expecting to, you know, go after the Aube, but that's okay. We'll go for the skill 3, just kind of banish the Genesis Ra's from the fight, and hopefully Lady of the Scales doesn't really do all that much. I don't think she'll be pushing up at this point. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so if you don't know what Aube does, I'm sure you guys do. I don't, so this is mostly for me. Skill 1 pushes back the opponent with a 20% combat readiness. Skill 2 gives you an extra turn. You also give everyone Cascade and Skill Null to yourself, right? So that's pretty decent. And then you also have your skill 3, which is the main reason people use her. This immobilize debuff is kind of insane. It just allows you to, for 4 turns, just your opponents can't move. They can't gain combat readiness, their speed stat is nullified, and they can't even push up because of restrict. So it's just kind of insane. I don't know. We'll see how well this works here. I do have souls because of all my artifacts I'm running, so I have 40 souls here to soul burn. Let's go ahead and skill 2 though, to give everyone that cascade buff. Her animations are absolutely beautiful, I do have to say. Okay, there we go. So now I can soul burn this, right, to ignore resistance. I think that's one of the reasons why Aube Orb is decent on her. You only need another 10 souls for her to be able to soul burn and ignore res, right? So with this, we can go ahead and immobilize everybody. They just literally cannot move. As long as you go before your opponents just cannot move for 4 turns. So let's go for it. Love the animations. Oh my god, it's so nice to be able to actually see it in action. And yeah, so you see the immobilization here, right? Even though my Dark Corvus is behind the Lady of the Scales, we're still gonna be going. It literally doesn't matter. We'll just go ahead and let's get rid of the Witchmere Tenebria. How about that? Let's just soul burn it, because why not? We have the souls anyway. Now, Dark Corvus is actually one of the units I didn't do a full test with, do the whole showcase. Look at that, guys. We just lapped everybody here because they're frozen. They literally cannot move within combat readiness bar. But yeah, Dark Corvus, after his buffs, are actually kind of crazy too. His non-soul burn skill 3 does quite a bit, but just to ensure that we finish off this real well, let's go ahead and soul burn this here. He also ignores damage train now too, which is fantastic. So even if your opponent has like the Lady of the Scales, like literally doesn't matter. Dark Corvus is going to be doing full damage now. And look, this finally going to be wearing off, but the opponent literally has nothing they can do here. Absolutely insane, guys. I don't understand how this is okay. Oh, well, I guess 15% makes it okay. So there you guys go. Yeah, first impressions of using her for the first time, even though she's been out for a while, is kind of crazy, but it is a gear check. She is a gear check unit, and if you can outspeed your opponent, she's probably not going to be offering that much value to the team. But let's continue testing her and get a feel for her here. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and jump into a second match over here with a very annoying little evasion team on the other side. We have Setsuka, we have Lady of the Scales for more damage sharing effects, and we also have BBK here too, right? Now, I believe the BBK should be in the front line here because the immortality and stuff, and currently the defense teams are randomized, right? So I am going to bring in Hikari once again. She doesn't have to be paired with Aube, but against immortality units and especially the Lady of the Scales, it's not too shabby. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in Notos, right? Because if you can take first turn, it essentially means that you can guarantee Notos taking his turn, which is very disgusting. I don't like that, so we're gonna see what happens here. Let's go for the skill 2. I don't have souls because Bellion's on the other side, so that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and skill 3 and hopefully be able to restrict everybody. We'll see. If we don't get to immobilize the Lady of the Scales, then we kinda just lost here, but no, okay, we did not manage to do that, but that's okay, because while Lady of the Scales does get a little push here, you're gonna notice that everyone else, because they kind of lost the ability to gain speed, weren't able to move up the combat readiness bar, so even though Lady of the Scales pushed up, it still wasn't enough, right? And so we are a little bit ahead of our opponents here in terms of the speed, which is kind of nice, despite the Lady of the Scales, you know, pushing up the combat readiness. So let's go for a little skill 3 action, why not? I did bring Xeno here to kind of counteract Setsuka's passive ability. There we go. Very nice. Got rid of the BBK. And, well, I guess we're going to be finishing off the Setsuka here. Let's go for the skill 3. Notos does take the turn, but kind of not really what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Notos to take the turn, you know, before my opponents will get to do anything here. But there you go. Finished her off there. And yeah, let's let Notos just skill 3 now. This will get rid of all the buffs and debuffs, which means if your opponent still has immobilized, like, nothing's gonna, you know, stop them from moving up anymore. But at this point, once you have Notos going, you don't really care, right? Notos can just kind of do his thing now, and let's try to go for the Bellion. Let's see if we can actually finish her off here. Don't know if we can with a single skill 3. Or sorry, skill 2, I guess. Oh, nope, there we go. That was just enough. Notos doing Notos things. Love to see it. Well, you'll love to see it when it's on your team, I guess. Definitely not on the opponent's team here. But yeah, Aube, I think if you can pull her off with like enough speed, she'll be decent. You guys obviously know a bit more about her than I do, because you've probably been using her or watching other people use her up until now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Once again, guys, let's go ahead and dive into another slower team. I don't know how I'm finding all these slow teams here, but another Bellion, you know, par for the course here with any tankier, slower playstyle. We have Setsuga for some evasion RNG. We have Notos, the inevitable, right? Likely gonna be in the backline of Christie for that extra crispy resistance. But we're gonna bring in Frida, and Frida's gonna allow us to soul burn on our Aube. And if we can do that, we can proc our Shepherd of the Dark DN. If we can do that, we're gonna get debuffs on my opponent's team, which means Elvira can jump up in combat readiness and kind of take a turn here. So we'll see how this plays out, right? You can bypass the Bellion with something like Frida. Not super practical in, well, I shouldn't say not super practical in RTA. It is pretty practical in RTA, but yeah, we'll see what we can get away with here. Let's go for the skill 2. Grant that cascade to everybody. Gonna be good stuff, right? That's free, and we also get the skill null. Keep in mind also that Aube just can't be targeted because of concealment, so it is basically the opposite of Bossarunga. Bossarunga forces everyone to attack her, but Aube forces everyone to attack anyone but her, so yeah, you don't have to worry about her at all. It's like a free permanent guiding light. Let's go ahead and skill 3 here. We're going to soul burn this, right, to ignore resistance. This will strip 2 buffs, which means immunity is going to be Gonzo here. And there we go, look at that, the restrict and the immobilizations. Now my opponents are just going to be stuck there, right? And we do get the immortality here for 3 turns, which means we ignore resistance. We're going to go ahead and attack our opponents here with more AoE. And that means, yeah, look at that. So many debuffs. Elvira is going to push up, and now Elvira can take a turn. Notos is the one we're going to be aiming for here. Yeah, there we go, because we can't ignore the res on this one. So we're gonna do most of the damage to Notos. Hopefully everyone else gets the curse damage onto them. Boom! And the cascade also finishing off the Notos there. Beautiful stuff. Oh, by the way, everyone gets cascades, so even your support units can do a little bit of damage. I think this is just kind of nasty. If you outspeed, it's just rest in peace turn 2 players, right? Okay guys, moving on here, we have a very annoying team to go up against with a unit like Aube. It's because there's going to be an Arnell on the other side who's naturally going to be much much faster. So speed imprints are definitely going to be your best friend here. 14 speed from the Wanderer Silk should bring my Aube up to, what is that, 322 speed, because I'm 308, right? So yeah, that should be okay to outspeed most Arnells without like factoring in a ton of speed RNG. Because most RNLs are probably around 310, 315 speed, I would say. And then we also have this Lady of the Scales with Genesis Ra, so I'm going to bring in Hecate. I mean, the RB is there for Revive too, so double Revive and Immortality. Hecate is just really good in Arena, so we're going to be showcasing her quite a bit here. But we're also going to bring in LQC, because why not? LQC against the Rinok and the RB is going to be pretty good. The only issue here is that we don't have a soul burn on her, so you just got to keep that in mind here, right? Let's go ahead and jump into it, see how we do. Even without a soul burn, we should be able to hit that RB hard enough to take him out here. Oh, but we don't outspeed, and that is going to be a bit of an issue. Alright, here comes the skill 3, so we'll see what happens if we don't snap out of fear here. Okay, so we actually do snap out of fear. The problem here is that this Arbiter Vildred is probably going to be taking a turn, so we have to take care of him. This is not going according to plan, but hey, when does Epic 7 ever go according to plan here? Let's go ahead and just bonk this RB. Soul burn that, so Aube is not going to get that first turn soul burn, it's okay. So we're going to extinct the RB, take care of the Genesis Raz as well. This is really an LQC showcase at this point, but this is honestly a terrible matchup for Aube, because if you don't have the soul burn, you cannot control the Lady of the Scales, right? I don't have it here, so we'll see. Most likely not going to be able to put debuffs onto her. It's unfortunate because you're prioritizing speed, and that means you can't always get the most effectiveness. Oh, we actually do land it. Wow, for the first time. Okay. I will take that. So we'll just go ahead and focus down the RNL then. Good job, LQC. There we go. Beautiful stuff. That cascade actually works really well against evasion units. Alright, well, let's just finish off this team. I'm kind of eating my words here. LQC doing most of the work. Aube is mostly just showcasing her kind of downside if your opponent takes that first turn, or if you cannot control your opponent's cleanser units, like a high resistance Lady of the Scales, you're kind of screwed. So if you gotta throw in the towel and admit that, you know what, your speed gear really just isn't that good, then you gotta embrace units like Zeo, right? So we're gonna just throw Zeo onto our team and bring in Shepherd of the Dark DN to try to seal off this Perfumer Bibulus and this Estelle, and just pray for the best. Now, I am gonna bring in a super slow Straze. He's like 140 speed, but he has a bunch of attack and crit damage. Hopefully, he can be able to just clean up the rest of his team here. The RNL is gonna be a little annoying with her evasion, but we are going to get Cascade with Aube on our team, so hopefully that's going to be enough here to kind of, you know, help us defeat her. But yeah, finally, no Lady of the Scales on the other side, but again, Perfumer Bibulus and Estelle are also really annoying to deal with, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to Soul Burn into the Perfumer Bibulus here, because I want to put as many debuffs on her as possible, just to make sure that she can't cleanse herself with Veritas, right? Let's go for that. Boom, we're going to get countered, it's okay. All good, because now we're going to be able to seal everybody here with the Ignore Res on the Shepherd of the Dark DN. So there we go. Boom, push everybody back. Estelle's still going to counter. She's still going to proc. It is all good, because Aube can actually dispel the barrier. Now, Aube going after your other units is actually decent, because what's going to happen here is you're going to freeze everybody up, right? Which means that your DPS units like Zeo and Shepherd of the Dark DN, who already just went, are going to be guaranteed another turn, right? It's going to be kind of crazy. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to get another turn, because Straze is about to come in here with an attack buff, cascade buff. Just go ahead and rip a skill 3. This should take care of Estelle easy peasy here. But yeah, with a super slow DPS, notice how RNL can't even take a turn, right? Yeah, there you go. No one's going to be taking a turn here. Let's go Straze, go for that skill 2. Yeah, and so if you have a really slow and powerful DPS unit, as long as you can get the Aube to take a turn, your super slow DPS is going to be guaranteed that turn, which means you're pretty much guaranteed the win. So throughout this testing so far, one thing I can conclude pretty confidently is that Aube kind of sucks into RNL. Very honest here. RNL is usually going to be outspeeding you, and the ways to counter RNL are kind of limited if you're trying to take that first turn here. You can't really use Harsetti to your advantage with Aube on your team, because there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to cut your opponents. Ooh, we actually do... Whoa, hang on. We actually do outspeed here with Aube. I don't know how, but I'll take it. But yeah, if you don't outspeed, I feel like she loses so much of her value. And in this case, because we're up against Bellion, you also lose a lot of your utility, because you cannot soul burn the skill 3, which means there's so many 15% checks. The 15% check to see if you actually strip your opponent's immunity. If you don't, no debuffs. If you do, there's a chance that you land your Immobilize, right? But there's also a chance that you don't land the Restrict, which means your opponents can still jump up in combat readiness, right? If you don't land that Restrict there, it's a bit of a gamble without that soul burn. So Bellion also kind of hurts a lot here. Thankfully for us that we did go first, which means we did mitigate a lot of the downsides. But you see here that Perfumer Bibulus is going to be jumping up. She did cleanse herself of that Immobilize, so she is going to be taking a turn, unless we fear her here. Let's hope that lands. Come on now. But also, if you have units that take extra turns like RNL, for example, that's going to quickly diminish that Immobilize on the opponent's side. Thankfully, we got the Fear, and hopefully we land the bomb here. If we do, then we're in really good shape. If we don't, then we still might be screwed. Okay, we do land the bomb. Immobilize is now gone from my opponents, but we can still skill 2 to push back everybody with the Fumir. I was kind of anticipating Arnel to go first, and then Coley, and then the Fumir, right? And then Aube will come in and kind of immobilize everyone afterwards. But you know what? This actually works out just fine. Let's go ahead and banish the Arnel to the Shadow Realm, so that's one less DPS on the opponent's side. And thankfully, the Veritas is not going to proc there, so that is going to be a stunned Bibulus. Let's see if we can finish her off here with some bleeds. Ooh, not quite, but Luciella should be able to do that. Very good. And now against Abelian, we do have Cascade. Now, there is a potential for, if you're going up against a really slow unit, for Aube to technically solo them, right? You can just loop your skill 2 and stuff over and over again, get that Cascade, kind of chip down your opponents, and then if you can get that Immobilize on them, you should be able to turn cycle back into another Immobilize with her, theoretically. if that is actually going to happen in practice, probably like 1 in 10,000 like matches, maybe you'll get something where you can potentially solo with an Aube, but in most cases, probably not going to happen here, right? So Zbellion, wow, still put up quite a fight. We do manage to squeak that one out at the end. I don't know if it would have gone this way though, if Aube didn't take first turn, but I'll take it for now. Next up, I hope to have a fun one here with this base speed Saria with over 5k attack and 350 crit damage. Aube is not going to be able to get hit by Zio, which is a really good thing here. We don't need to bring like a Bossarunka to kind of protect her or shield her or anything. Instead, the fastest unit on the team besides Aube is going to be a New Moon Luna, who is immune to Zio because of the skill effect nullifier that she has, right? And so going up against this team, I do have Fire Politis to kind of stop this Shepherd of the Dark Dien from jumping up too much in combat readiness. Also helps against Lady of the Scales. I'm hoping that the Fire Politis is gonna be okay here to counter her. Aube is gonna try to soulburn that skill 3 against this team, so Shepherd of the Dark Dien is gonna probably cleanse. I just really don't want Lady of the Scales taking a turn, and then hopefully Saria can go. I'm not really entirely sure about how this is gonna work, but ideally the New Moon Luna is faster than the Aube here, but I don't really want to shift gear around because in RTA you can't shift gear before you start the match, and usually you're gonna probably build Aube on some pretty fast gear, so we'll see if New Moon Luna takes a turn here. Speed RNG has been kind of rough. Ooh, but we actually get to go here, so let's go for the skill 2. Lady of Skills does not jump up. Okay, that is nice. We can soulburn the skill 3. Now, unfortunately, Shepherd of the Dark Dien's gonna be a little bit rough here because I think she still takes a turn, right? Yeah, it increases by 50% combat right now, so even if we cut it in half, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Either that or I don't soulburn this, but then I don't know if I have enough effectiveness. If you don't soulburn this, I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work out. Let's do it anyway. Let's soulburn this. Shepherd of the Dark Dien attacking is not the worst thing ever, right? Right? I'm hoping. I don't know. Don't know how it's gonna play out. There we go. She is going to cleanse. She is gonna go ahead and push up. We do have a chance to debuff her here. Nope, we actually do get a stun, but it's not on the Dien. She is gonna skill 3. It's gonna hurt quite a bit. Probably take out the Saria. Oh, doesn't take out Saria. That's nice. Everyone else is immobilized, so this is good. We can just go ahead and pop a skill 3 here. Because we didn't go down, that's actually pretty decent. Let's go for that. Very nice. Okay. Politis gets to go. Now, unfortunately, this is the last turn for anyone to be immobilized, so if we don't stun here, we're kind of screwed. Let's go for it. No stun, unfortunately. Aube does take another turn. Let's see if we can push back this Lady of the Scales. Nope, she resists. Okay. Not great, but we're going to go for another skill 2 here. Hoping this takes out the, there we go, it does take out the Shepherd of the Dark Dien. Ludwig does get to skill 3, but unbuffable. So, again, kind of showing a bit of the downside of Aube here against certain units. Shepherd of the Dark Dien's one of those that can cleanse herself. There's no seal or anything in Aube's kit, and so we're kind of screwed there. Yeah, and then we can't even use our Saria, which is such a bummer because I really wanted to see what she can do here with this damage, but it's okay. We're still managing somehow with the Cascade buff to kind of chip away at our opponents. No extra attack there because the Ludwig is, you know, not able to buff himself previously. Let's go ahead and just kind of bully him a little bit. And, ooh, can we stun? We can't stun there. I'm thinking about putting a weakening set on the Fire Politis just for the Abyssal Crown stuff, but don't know about that. It can also help with their skill 1 stuns too. We'll see. Maybe worth considering in the future. Currently working on a weakening set Harsetti, because if you guys have been watching some RTA videos that I've been posting while I was gone, you'll know that, yeah, I got completely demolished in the Schneel RTA video by this one guy who stunned me 100% of the time throughout the entire fight. Couldn't do a single thing. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. But yeah, guys, this Cascade buff, not something to kind of laugh at. Look at that. Such consistent damage, right? And she turns cycles to it pretty quickly because of the skill 2 giving her an extra turn. Alright guys, this is going to be a bit of a fun one here because didn't feel satisfied about that last round where we couldn't use the Saria, so we're going to use Saria and Argent Wave Hua-Young, which is another unit that I think works really well with Aube. Again, we're going to go into this pretty slow team here with Evasion, the Boss Arunca there, Ruel, right, the reviving shenanigans. I'm still bringing in Xeno, even though Argent Wave Hua-Young has an EE now that increases her hit chance. We're using that EE right now, and Saria is also going to be able to have extra hit chance too, but keep in mind that the Bellona actually has more than 50% evasion here, so Xeno is going to bring it down, and then the other two units are going to be able to guarantee that hit, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this, see how it goes. Again, the Argent Wave Hua-Young should be going into the Boss Arunca here, finishing her off, and I'm hoping that the Saria can do the rest. Let's go for skill 2. Right, granting that Cascade, which is such a good buff, such a strong buff here. Right, there we go. Here comes skill 2 into the Boss Arunca, and now we get to skill 3. I'm going to Soul Burn the skill 3 to just ensure that we lock down our opponents here. Right, the Restrict, the Immobilize. None of the units on the other team can self-cleanse either, which is really, really good. Let's just go for a skill 3, why not? Bellona can't jump up in combat readiness if she skill 2's here, so it's fine. Got that Rupture on them, which is also good. Oh my god, it's a lot of damage. Alright, here we go. Hua-Young is, we could skill 3. I kind of want Saria to do her thing, though. So, let's just go for a skill 1 here. There we go, okay. And now let's pop this skill 3. Let's see if we can finish everybody off with the Saria. We should be able to. Not sure. If not, it's fine. We have invincibility, so Hua-Young can skill 3 on the next turn here. Come on now, please. Oh, that's pretty satisfying. Unfortunately, my opponent does have Ruel, which does kind of suck here, but everyone's invincible, it's okay. It is going to be Setsuka revived, that's fine. We should be able to push her back in combat readiness there. There we go, beautiful. Xeno should be able to debuff her a little bit with Frostbite. There we go, very nice. Let's go for that skill 2. Get that Cascade buff on everyone once again. Very good. And let's just go for... I don't know, should I hit the Ruel back? I think I should let the Setsuka go. There we go. Let's let the Setsuka take a turn so that we can actually start attacking her again. Okay, blinded. Oh, that's actually going to be bad. Hang on, the Saria might be screwed here. Yeah, Saria's dead here. Don't worry, we still have Argent Wave Hua-Young. Maybe not. Oh, maybe we don't. Hang on just a second here. That's not good. There we go, we hit that. Oh, ooh, wow, resisted. Okay, let's go for that yet again. We missed. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, this is definitely not going as planned, guys, but it's fine. We'll go for the skill 1. Get that Frostbite. We still don't have anything here. Let's not hit the Setsuka there. Ruel resisted, unfortunately, but we have another skill 2. And then we can skill 3 again. We don't have the Soul Burn. We can still try. Ruel is probably, if she's not going to be immobilized here, probably going to be cleansing the Setsuka, but... Oh, there we go. We got the immobilized there. Very nice. We can go ahead and skill 3. Are we going to be able to clutch this with Aube? I don't know. We got a little bit greedy, wanting the Saria to do all the work. She did actually do really well, but the Ruel did end up reviving. Maybe I should have just skill 3'd, finish off the Ruel, she revives, and then Saria skill 3'd. But it's okay. We're gonna go for the Setsuka here. We gotta finish her off. Right, there we go. And then Ruel is going to skill 2 herself, but I don't think she cleanses everything, right? Oh, she does. Okay. Ooh. Actually, hang on. Come on now. Come on. We gotta clutch this, guys. As you can tell, I'm not the best at this cleaving shenanigans. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for me to use her in RTA, unfortunately. But we'll just have to wait and see about that. I think, look at this though, she's actually doing pretty decent in terms of allowing your team to deal chip damage. My Xeno is actually not a DPS build here. Let's just go for it. Let's just go for the skill 3, why not? There's no use waiting to soul burn it, right? Oh, there we go, got the immobilized, that's not bad. I'm just gonna skill 1. There we go, nice. Because she's immobilized, we'll be taking another turn anyway. So there we go, Xeno does take another turn. We have the Rage and the defense buff, so let's go for the skill 3. Ignores res now, boom, very nice. And we can still go for more Cascade shenanigans. The immobilization will wear off anyway here. There we go, let's go for the skill 1. Pushed back the Ruel, and there you guys have it. Not too bad, we got to see a little demonstration of her solo potential there, right? With like another not full DPS, kind of another support unit. Not too shabby. So guys, let me know what you think of Aube in the comments section down below. Some of you guys have definitely had more experience with her than I have, since I'm a little late to the party here. But yeah, my final thoughts on her, just from testing her in Arena, is that you guys are right, you kind of need to go first. If you don't go first with her, she feels very subpar, and the problem with that is that there's so many units to kind of counter her right now, right? RNL is a very difficult matchup. You also have things like Zeo and Harsetti that can steal your first turn no matter how fast you are. You also have things like Perfumer Bibulus that can cleanse herself with Veritas, and then if she does, she can then cleanse the full team, right? So there's a lot of things that kind of can go wrong, especially because Perfumer Bibulus can cleanse the whole team anyway, as long as she doesn't get binded, which Aube doesn't have. And then you have units that can kind of cleanse themselves. We saw Shepherd the Dark DN, for example, kind of cleanse herself too, and then cause us some issues. But in general, if you can go first, you can kind of get away with a lot of dumb stuff. Dark Corvus is guaranteed, Notos is guaranteed and inevitable. You can pick really slow DPSs to come in and finish off your opponent. But again, the main limiting factor in this case is going to be gear, and if you don't have the gear for her, it's going to be rough. Now, does this mean that you shouldn't pull for her, like, at all? I don't think so. I think you should still grab her. She is a limited unit. Keep in mind, we have the anniversary coming around the corner, and there's a lot of bait banners coming with the new limited group summon. They usually do that limited group summon banner, yeah? When new units are on the horizon, they're going to be really strong. So maybe save your bookmarks, be cautious. I'd say Aube is still decent to have in your roster, even if you can't build her like over 300 speed, because sometimes you'll fight defense teams that are relatively slow, and then you can use her in those situations and kind of get easy wins that way. But yeah, with that being said though, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. First video coming back in quite a while, but still not feeling too great for my flight, so I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the night to rest up, and then hopefully we'll be back tomorrow trying to showcase her in some RTA. Don't know how that's going to go because she doesn't fit my playstyle, but until next time, take care.